Hello and welcome to AFD TV. I'm your host Savita here with
Dr. Sam.
And Nurse Amber.
Today we're going to talk about when to start solid foods with your infant.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that you can start your baby on foods between the ages of 4 to 6 months of age. My little boy, and you guys have seen him on some previous videos, at that time he was about 2 months old, and now he just turned 5 months old. So we've actually just started introducing these things to him.
Oh, okay, great. And what solid foods have you started?
For him, we actually skipped grains. I have a lot of food allergies, and they believe because of the autoimmune disease that I have that's hereditary. So we started him on grains. It didn't go well. So my doctor, my immunologist recommended we went straight to vegetables and fruit. So right now he's on spinach.
Oh, okay.
And that's going really well.
He likes it?
He really does like it, yeah.
Good. Is it just baby food you do, or do you make it?
It depends. I do both. I puree and I buy.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So, how do you know your baby may be ready to start solids?
A couple of things. The baby loses his tongue thrust, or almost loses it. So if you put a spoon in the baby's mouth and it doesn't push it back out with its tongue, the baby's ready to start accepting new foods. The baby, and this was my son, he's really interested in food that we're eating. So if I'm holding Jacob in my arm while I'm eating something, he kind of mouths it a little bit, and so I could figure out he was starting to get a little hungry. And then also, and I noticed this with my son too, he can actually suck in his bottom lip to take food. So when I put the spoon in there, he has like, I call it the old man, like lip sucking. It looks like he doesn't have teeth. Well, he doesn't have teeth, but like dentures. He just sucks it right in. So that's another thing too. He can actually get the food into his mouth, which is important.
Neat. Yeah. Well, my younger baby is big now, so you start forgetting these things.
I know.
Well, when I was a baby, I always went to my mom and eyed her food.
Oh, you eyed her food?
And that's how we learned that you guys are ready.
That's a
So
sign.
just like we were saying, most people do start off with a single grained item like baby rice or baby oatmeal, single grain. And these are the two most commonly used due to the decreased chances the baby may be allergic to them. I myself have a horrendous wheat allergy, and matter of fact, my mom, she was actually talking to me, and she was like, "Well, what about cream of wheat? Because it's easily swallowed." And I said, "No, because a lot of people have wheat allergies now."
Okay, so you don't have to start grain?
No, you don't have to start grain. Again, like with my son, we did grain for 5 days. Every day he had symptoms that there was something maybe a little bit off. So we went ahead and went to the vegetables according to my pediatrician and immunologist, and it was fine.
Oh, great. Yeah. And what does your pediatrician recommend?
Basically, my allergist and my pediatrician recommended that we do one new food per week, make sure that we don't have a reaction to it, and then we move on from there. One of the things that my pediatrician said, and, take it or leave it, I follow the advice. I did it with my daughter, and she's a great vegetable eater, is start off with the greens first. Babies, like most people, have a natural affinity towards sweets. So starting off with a green actually helps develop a better taste for the green vegetables. So both of my children, we started off on avocado, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll give them a lifelong love of fruits and vegetables like you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Michaela too. My little girl, she didn't eat meat for the first 4 years of her life. Not by choice.
Wow.
Not by my choice, but by hers. She just was vegetables and fruit only.
Yeah. So what about milk?
Milk's super important. I think one of the things that we have to remember as parents is that your baby's main source of nutrition is absolute breast milk, which is the best, or formula. And that's to 1 year's age at least. The big thing to remember, of course, though, with doing milk is that you can never give a baby cow's milk or soy milk. It doesn't have the nutritional properties that babies require, and it actually has higher numbers of proteins that actually can cause kidney damage as well.
Oh, wow.
Which is a concern.
Huh.
And there's some other foods to stay away from, too.
What are they?
Nuts. Everybody knows peanut allergy is a huge thing nowadays. You would never, ever want to give your child any type of nut butter, even if it was like sunflower or almond, because of the stickiness. Remember, a baby can have an anaphylactic reaction very quickly, and as we've seen in our office, those are absolutely can be fatal. So that's really scary.
Yeah.
A big one is honey. People want to kind of sweeten things up. Maybe you're thinking about the rice or the porridge or something like that. Never honey. Honey contains botulism, and it can cause death in infants.
But for an adult, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not processed. So not all honey, but there is some that do contain botulism.
But if an adult takes it and it has a little, we're big enough that we can sustain it more
Correct.
than a baby.
Yeah, that is correct.
So, anything else?
Not that I can think of right now. I mean, right now it's just, at least in our family, it's starting the foods and learning all the rules that go along with that. Another thing that I always try to remember too is look at the actual, if you're going to buy, processed baby food, which I do, is I buy the organic kind. It actually has the month recommendation on it too. There's a lot of foods that maybe just aren't right yet for my baby's belly, which, and it'll say on there, 4 to 6 months, 6 to 8, 8 to 12. So make sure that you try to figure that in. Another thing is too, my pediatrician talked to me about was make sure that we're not putting rice cereal in the baby's bottle to thicken it up. A baby needs to have the skill of learning to use a spoon. And so that's a reason they don't recommend you doing that, is the baby needs spoon use to help with the tongue thrust and things like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And and they grow up quickly.
They do.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you for watching AFD TV. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
AFD TV is designed to provide an educational discussion about current medical topics. For a personalized medical opinion, please consult your primary care physician or visit one of America's Family Doctors clinics today.